Okay. Welcome, everybody. As you know, I am Robin Kessler. I am a clinical certified aromatherapist, and my specialty is working with those in hospice, and of course, with frankincense. The reason I decided to do this today is because so many people have been asking me questions about the Boswellic acid, and I figured I would do the whole thing in one shot. This is being recorded, and if I could get it to work, it will go up either on YouTube or it'll go up on my website. The only thing I ask you is as I go through the slides, I will stop and I will ask you if you have any questions at that point. I might be able to answer your questions. In fact, what I think I'm going to do is wait till I go through all the slides, and then afterwards you can ask me questions. I will be showing you items like I do normally, so you can see what it's all about and what I've done with it. So let me share my screen. Let me find it. Here it is. All right, can you all see it? So I'm going to go into the slideshow.
Yes, I can see it.
All right, so let's go into the slideshow. All right, this is basically what it looks like, and I will show you a little bit later of actually, because I don't want to touch it and then touch the mouse. Everything's gonna get sticky. So, but this is what the Boswellic acid looks like. It's a powder, and we will go through and I will explain it as we go through. I'm going to explain what is it, where does it come from, what can it be used for, and how to put it into different products. So what is it and where does it come from? It's the aftermath after the boil. They call it either an aftermath or an afterboil or a biomass. And what happens, it's on the bottom of the still when the still is in process of being distilled for the essential oil and the hydrosol. This is a heavy gook that sits on the bottom of the still, and all the Boswellic acid is in it because it's too heavy a molecule to pass through the essential oil and the hydrosol. So it's not in the essential oil, it's not in the hydrosol, and even when they do a CO2, it's not, when they do a CO2 solvent, it's not in the CO2. This is what it looks like when it gets hard and comes out. It is, as you scoop it out of the hot mask, it's actually starting, it looks like taffy, and it's starting to get hard. And as soon as it hits the air, it gets hard as a rock, and it looks just like this. And it smells, it's totally different smell than frankincense. This happens to be sacra, Boswellia sacra. And if you compare it to the resin, it's a totally different smell. It's more of a nutty, sweet type smell, where the resin is more of a spicy type smell. So what is it made up of? As you know, as I said, it doesn't pass through the distillation due to the low velocity. Volatility being the affinity for molecules with their environment and their penchant to turn from solid liquid to gas phase. So it turns from liquid to gas. This correlates with polarity and molecular weight. I can't talk today. This is why an essential oil has mainly low molecular weight, non-polar molecules. Polarity is a concept similar to magnetism. Molecule will have electrons going into their structure, and depending on how the atoms are arranged, it will create a denser electronic pool. This acts as a small magnet that can fit one into another like a fridge magnet with a positive and negative pole. Water is very polar, the electron pulling around the oxygen atom. Boswellic acid is not very polar, the large tritropenic part being like a desert, since carbon tends to be more or less meh on electronic pulling. The few oxygen atoms there have very little impact on the larger pool of the neutrality. This is why we say the molecule is mainly nonpolar. So a nonpolar molecule like the boswellic acid will have poor solubility and a polar solvent in water, but it does better in carrier oil. So basically the BA is not solvent in water. It is in alcohol and it is in carrier oil. And again, this is what it looks like when it comes out. What BA looks like in the molecules. Well, this is an actual molecule of the BA. This is the chemical molecule of the BA. If you notice, it's broke down into different chemicals. It's not just one chemical is the BA. It takes all these chemicals in here to create the boswellic acid. And on a report very similar to a GC report, this is what is tested to see how much BA is in it. And what happens is you add up all these numbers, and that gives you the total amount of boswellic acid that's in that compound. A study was done, and we actually have this study in full length in the frankincense group on comparative analysis of penetrating tryptopanic acid compounds in oligum resins of the different Boswellia species. The focus was primarily to determine if these resins can kill some form of cancer cells and which resins have the higher percentage of boswellic acid. This is just in the resin. This is not in the afterbirth. They tested the resin. They did not test the aftermath. Boswellia Dizeli has the highest percentage of boswellic acid in it. The problem with Dizeli, the resin that it pulls off, only comes off the tree maybe once a year, and the yield is very slow. So the resin is very expensive to purchase because they can't get enough out of it. So, of course, they're going to charge more money. Qatari is at 16.3%, Sacra at 15.2%, Pafaria at 12.9%, Serrata at 13.0%, Neglector at 9.8%, Revere basically has nothing, and Boswellia fariana has less than nothing. This was only one study to determine if it helps with cancer. There are more, and it was done in a petri dish. It wasn't done on humans. But this was done with the resin, not with the boswellic acid. All these resins have boswellic acid in it, but they also have alpha-pitinine, alpha-theanine, limonene. It has all different chemicals in it. The only thing that's left over in the biomass is the BA. The other chemicals that are in it are non-negligible. They mean nothing and they're undefiable. So basically, when they take this mass apart, the other chemicals that are in it, as I've been told by chemists, mean absolutely nothing. It's not used basically in chemistry. These are two studies, and as I said, this PDF is already on my website where I'm selling the Boswellic acid. If you go all the way down, you'll see it, and you'll be able to pick up this PDF. There were two studies done, and I gave you the website where you can look it up and look it up yourself. And here they actually used the Boswellic acid in Serrata, and they found that it does help with certain kind of cancers, and we'll go into that in a bit. So how to use it? First way to use it is in a cream. Now, this is what it looks like. It is a powder. As you could see, I am showing it to you as a powder. I put it in a Pyrex dish so you can actually see what it looks like. It is a powder, and it can be made into a cream. And you've seen that on my website. Let's see if you could see it. I made this into a cream, into a lotion. So you could basically see what the lotion looks like. And what I did is I mixed it up. You mix it all up, and it gets very gritty. And the advantage of gritty is that it stays on your skin and slowly gets into the skin, so that it's great for any type of chronic pain. And it lasts for a very long time. And I'm going to go into other uses through testimonials, because I had this tested. I sent it out to 10 testers. I sent them the powder, I sent them the lotion, and I sent them what is next is the infusion. And this is the infusion. You can see, to shake it, it turns brown. It's like a yellowish brown. It's hard to see the brown because of the camera, but it's the same color that's in the picture. What I'm holding up is actually the same color that's in the picture. It's not just showing it well through the camera. And was done through fractionated coconut oil. And when you strain it, it's a little thick, just like you see in the picture. And this gets strained. And this is great for instant pain. It also can be used as a carrier oil for any of your essential oils, which definitely would make it stronger. Then you can also put it in capsules and you can ingest it. I have it in a 0-0 capsule. I take it myself, and my husband takes it for his stenosis. He's got 5 herniated discs, and this is what keeps him alive, basically. The rule of thumb is 1 teaspoon of powder to 4 ounces of a simple lotion, just like I showed you. You mix it up, let it sit 1 day, and then you remix it, and then you're good to go. 1 teaspoon of powder to 6 ounces of carrier oil. You shake the jar, and it should be in a glass jar, in a balled glass jar. Make sure you put, like I did, the plastic on top because it is sticky. before closing. Allow it to infuse for about 2 weeks and then strain it. It will be thick. So as you see, I strain in a coffee filter, a coffee press. They're real inexpensive. I do all my straining of resin in a coffee press because you can't get it through a coffee filter. It's just too thick. You'll be sitting there for weeks waiting for it to come through. Something like this is in Amazon and you can get it for like 20 bucks. So it's well worth getting it. These are some of the testimonials, and I'm going to actually read you some of them because they're too big to, and if you want some of the testimonials, you can email me and I'll email it to you. If you see in the first picture, right in here, she's got all these indentations and puffiness and wrinkles. I gave her the BA lotion and she used it for 3 months and you can see the difference. It was just totally amazing. I was like in total shock when I saw this. We have used it on people that trialed it for me, used it for arthritis pain. And I'll read you one that, as I said, I have a whole PDF of them, but I'll read you one. And this is what she said. Every morning I apply to my hands and wrist. Right away seemed to help with severity of pain. After a week of using the lotion was more effective. Would definitely need to continue use and definitely be beneficial using for pain. Scent is nice and not overwhelming and lasting a while. I do like the graininess of this lotion. It feels like I was getting more of the frankincense in me. Husband used it first infrequently for healing 3-month-old broken wrist pain. First, he didn't feel anything, but then again, he wasn't using it every day. Once he started to use it every day, it helped with his pain, and he liked the lotion better than using medication, and he definitely liked the scent. Let me give you another one. I'm looking for ones that aren't that big. The first day using the Boswellic Acid, there was no relief to make fractured ribs or the injury on my neck. However, it worked well on my back, which is more of a muscle issue. I continued to apply it the next day, alternating with my CBD cream, and it began to take effect. I've been applying it 3 to 4 times a day. The fractured ribs are slowly healing. I'm continuing the applications as I write this. So there's at least 10 more, and I could go through all of them, but I'm not. But you can basically see how well this works. This is my website, and I'm going to open it up to questions in a few minutes. This is my website and contact information. I do sell it wholesale. If you are a business, I sell it at per kg, which is 2.2 pounds. You can purchase it you can purchase it retail here. There we go. And that's also where the PDF of this presentation is. This is my contact information where you can contact me with any questions. And I'm going to get out of this so that you can talk to me. And I'm going to stop the share. So hold that thought a second. Okay. Okay, we're back. All right. Does anybody, oh, and by the way, for the ones that are here and the ones that will see this once it's done, I'm giving you 15% off for a limited period of time of the Boswellic acid. You need the coupon BA extract, and I will type it in caps. Whoops. Let me get it in here. That's what you need. So you definitely need you need to put it all in caps. So does anybody have any questions about the Boswellic acid? It's quiet. Where is everybody?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, what's the usage rate for the capsules? How many times a day do you take them? For how long?
Okay. The capsule is a zero, as I said, is a 00 vegetable capsule. You want to buy a vegetable capsule because you want to be able to digest it.
Right, I got the capsules. I'm ready to go.
Okay, and you take it with a full glass of warm liquid. So it really goes down, and you can take up to 2 a day. You start with 1 a day because you don't know how your body's going to react to it. And unfortunately, with resin, you can get diarrhea. So you take it
Okay,
either 1 a day or 2 a day, but you start 1 a day for a week to make sure you're not going to have a problem.
okay,
Then you can go to 2 a day. You use it up until the fact you're in no more pain. If you're not in any pain, wherever you're using it, whether it be inflammation, it's any type of inflammation. It doesn't have to be muscle pain. It doesn't have to be joint pain. It's any type of inflammation in the body. So it's also very grounding and very balancing. So I'm using it for the arthritis in my knees, and it's been helping.
okay,
My husband is using it, as I said, for his stenosis, and it's been helping.
okay.
So you have to know your own body to know when it's helping, but you got to give it at least 2 weeks because it's got to get into your system so that you could see if there's any change. Don't expect in a week to say, okay, it's not working, I'm going to stop it.
So how long have you been taking yours?
I've been taking mine for about, I would say I started it about 3 months ago.
Okay,
And I take it now as needed. So if I
okay,
find that my knee starts to bother me, then I start retaking it.
okay. I twisted my knee, so I'm thinking of using it for that.
Well, I would do both. I would use it in the capsule,
Okay,
and then I would make the cream and put it
okay,
on.
okay, I can do that.
This way you have both. My husband uses it both, and so do I. I massage it on my knees. And he uses it on his back. So he finds a combination of the two actually makes it better.
Okay, and do you apply the cream like morning and night?
Any type of cream that is, wait a minute, this consistency. Let me see if I can get it in my hand enough. You see the consistency?
Nice.
All right. It's a hands and lotion cream, and it's unscented. You want to get unscented. You definitely want to get unscented
Okay.
because otherwise you're defeating the purpose.
Do you add any essential oil to the cream or just strictly the powder?
Just straight. Just
Okay,
straight. You don't need any essential oil to the cream at all.
okay,
You really don't. That's the beauty of it because this way you can use it long term and you don't need any cream to it. I mean,
Got it.
any essential oil. The only time you'd put essential oil is in the straight infusion if you found that it in the essential oil is not working enough. Then you could
Okay.
do it. I did. If you noticed online, let me get a paper towel because now I have it on my hands. So let me just get. It goes into the skin after a few minutes, but I need to be able to open this jar. So this is the BA magnesium that I'm selling online.
Hmm.
So what I did is I put the BA in here, then I took magnesium powder, mixed it up in it also. I made a big jar of it, but I mixed it up. Then the eucalyptus essential oil that I'm selling, I put a couple of drops in it. And wow, what a difference. My leg cramps are gone. So there's so many things you can mix with it that you can make with it.
Hmm.
Anything that has to do with inflammation. So if you're doing a serum, you could put a little bit into your mix of the serum. If you're doing an infusion, if you're doing a butter, because it mixes very well in a carrier oil. And if you're doing, like someone asked me, well, I want to do it in shea butter. Well, you got to melt the shea butter, then put the Boswellic acid in, mix it up. And then when the shea butter gets real hard again or creamy, or if you're whipping it, then it'll work. If you try to put it in hard shea, just soft shea butter, it's not going to really mix well. The other thing somebody asked, can I put it in coconut oil? Yeah, if you melt the coconut oil, because coconut oil gets hard. So you really can't, you're going to get real gritty. So you don't want to do it that way. Melt the coconut oil, put the BA in it, and do it that way. You can use it in soap. You can make it in soap. There's just so many things that you can make with it that you'd be surprised because it is a powder.
Hmm. For the cream with the magnesium, what kind of magnesium do you use?
I used, in fact, I have it here. I used magnesium orotate, AROTATE.
Mhm.
Well, you're going to see it backwards.
Yes. Would you spell that again, please? Magnesium what? It's backwards.
Orotate, OROTATE.
Okay.
That's what I used.
And how much would you use to add to the cream?
I made 8 ounces.
Okay.
8 ounces, I used a teaspoon of the magnesium because after doing some research on it, you don't want to use a lot of magnesium. You don't want to overdo the magnesium. Suppose it's very concentrated. So in 8 ounces, I put in 1 teaspoon of the magnesium.
Okay.
Then I took 2 teaspoons of the BA extract and I mixed that in.
Okay. Yeah, because it's 1 teaspoon for 4 ounces. Got it.
All right. And so you could do it that way. And as I said, for an extra punch, I put in the eucalyptus because it's very good for muscle pain. So
Okay.
since I have it and I sell it, I put in the 8 ounces. It's very strong. So I put in about 5 drops.
Okay. Thank you.
So as I said, there's so many things you could do with it. And if you're a business and you send me your information, I'll sell it to you wholesale and I'll give it to you for a good price. So as long as you're a business, otherwise it's on my website. And as retail right now, you can get it for 15% off. So because I want people to be able to try it to see. Anybody else have any questions? Angie, Anna, Sonia, Tabitha? Now, I told you there were 100 people that signed up. So you're going to tell me that 100 people had problems getting on, or else they just forgot.
I don't get it either.
What?
I don't get it either because there's only 5 of us here.
Yes, can you believe it? Because I got 100 requests.
Wow.
So where are they?
I don't know, maybe a bad time. Friday night, dinner time.
Yeah, but then don't sign up.
True.
Well, if they knew that it was going to be recorded, like me, I just happened to have the time to show up, but I'm dropping off in 15 minutes for a recording. So I'm assuming that most people just like tuning in when they want to with a recording.
I guess. Do you have a question while you're here, Sonia?
You actually did answer it. I think that we had talked about it when we were talking about it the other day about me integrating it into my body creams. Because I really love that idea, especially my mom, she's having a little bit of lymphedema now because she's gone through chemo and luckily she's in remission now, thank God. But she has now she's dealing with lymphedema and sometimes like I've even seen her leg once wept. I've never seen that in my life. It freaked me out. I literally ran her to the doctor and I was like, why is her leg weeping? Like I don't understand. And so I'm thinking that this will be really helpful for her.
Well, I will tell you that I do give it to those who have breast cancer. And when they're going through radiation, as you know, it is
Yeah,
radiation is terrible and it burns.
yeah.
And we've been finding, I've been making it a little lighter, not as strong. And I've been telling them basically to use the infusion of it, not the cream, because the cream is gritty. And I'm afraid when they go to put it on, if it's burning, it'll hurt more. So I do it in a hoba, and I gave it to 3 patients who are going through chemo for breast cancer, and it was a as one of them told me, excuse me, it was a wonder drug because all the creams that they had gotten from the doctor to relieve the inflammation from the radiation were not working. This was the only thing that took down the inflammation. So it's interesting all the different usages of it. And people that I know have been using it for certain cancers inside their body, and that's at their own risk. I tell them, if you're going to do that by taking the capsules, then first of all, I don't want to hear it. Second of all, make sure that you talk to your doctor and you tell your doctor what you're doing, because there are studies that have shown that it does shrink certain tumors, and but we don't know if it comes back. I had a growth over here, and it was non-cancerous, and I was using the one in the lotion, and it annihilated it. It actually shrunk it to no end. I don't have it anymore, but I watch to see if it comes back. If it comes back, I will use it again. But this was, thank God it wasn't cancer. We
It,
found also that it shrinks, it lightens scars, and it gets rid of the dark spots on your face, and it can get lighten up, not get rid of, but it'll lighten up the dark spots on your face, and it'll lighten scars. So if you had scars from surgery and you put it on, it will lighten them up to look like it's not even there. Look what it did to this lady's chest. I was just like amazed of what it did to her chest. So she's in awe, totally. She's a massage therapist and she's using it. Uh, Tabitha, you asked how to use the powder and soap. You'd have to experiment with it. You really would, because it has to melt. So my suggestion is experiment. So if it's a hot process, you're putting it in heat, right? So if you're putting it in heat and you get it in the oil to melt, you should not have a problem. If it's a cold process, it's a powder and it might stick to whatever. I don't know what cold process means. You'd have to explain that to me. And if it gets hot and it melts, then you don't have a problem. But
Cold process, I make a lot of cold process, Robin. Cold process simply means it's exothermic heat. You don't add any heat like in hot process, you put it in a slow cooker. In
oh,
cold process, you add the lye to the oils and the heat is generated by the reaction and it gets up to about 190 to 200 degrees.
okay. All right. Well, that's good to know because it needs to melt. Otherwise, it will needs to blend in or melt. In the in the lotion, it takes a couple of days to really melt, but it's gritty. As you could see, it's gritty. And you'll get little gritty pieces that you could just press down with your fingers and it becomes powder again. And even I sometimes leave those gritty pieces on my skin. I like rub it into my skin because it gets in there because you're still rubbing the cream into it. So even if it sits a little bit on the surface, it becomes an exfoliator, which is another use out of it. You can take the BA in a cream. I wouldn't do it in a carrier oil. It's a little too greasy in a carrier oil, but in a cream, because I do it every night. I put it all over my face and then I let it sit for about a minute. Then I take sterile cotton ball and I wipe it. I don't wash my face afterwards. All I do is wipe it, and it really tones your skin. I mean, it's really nice. So, as I said, there's so many uses for it that it's incredible. I mean, people have come up. If you want the testimonial, as I said, I'll email it to you. People have come up with the weirdest things to use it for, and it actually works. So it's an experimental powder. So you play with it. And I would, if you're going to experiment, start slow because you don't want to waste it. So, because that's how I did it. I made small little amounts to see what would happen instead of making, like with the magnesium, I made it this big first to see what would happen in a small jar. And I used it for 2 weeks to see if it would get rid of the cramping in my legs, and it did. So at that point, I said, okay, I'm going to give it to my husband. He has cramping in his calves. And he tried it and it worked. And then I said, okay, I'm going to give it to two friends that complain of leg cramps. And it worked for them. At that point, I decided to make a bigger batch and I decided to sell it. So I do all my experimenting before. So if you're going to experiment with it, make it in small batches first to make sure it works before you make it in bigger batches.
How did you arrive at 1 teaspoon of the powder for 4 ounces of cream lotion?
I experimented. In the first time I did it in 2 ounces of cream, I said, okay, I'm going to put a teaspoon in. Let's see what happens. I mixed it up too strong, too strong. It was like tingling on my skin. I
Okay.
said, too strong. So I went to half a teaspoon And I said, that works better. And then I took 4 ounces and I put 1 teaspoon in that. I wasted, well, I really didn't waste because it actually worked. But in the lotion, I put 4, once I figured out how much I wanted, then I did 1 teaspoon.
Okay.
Now, when I sent out the powder to some of my testers, 2 of the gals decided they're not going to listen to me. So, so they went in 2 ounces and they put a tablespoon in.
Wow.
And I got a telephone call. Robin, it's too strong for a tablespoon. I said, what did you do? So she said, well, I put a tablespoon in and it burned my skin. I said, well, maybe if you would have listened to my formula, it wouldn't have burned your skin. So I said, redo it and go back to my formula. And sure enough, it was fine. And
Thank you.
I experiment with anything new. So before I'll send it out. And that's why I tell people follow my advice, because the same thing of when I make Fariana cookies, the first time I did it, I put 2 teaspoons into the batter. My husband almost puked. It was terrible. I had to throw the whole thing out. So I said, okay, I'm going to put a level teaspoon into the batter. It made 25 cookies, and I had to wind up throwing out 25 cookies. When I put 1 teaspoon in, it worked perfect. So it's a matter of experimenting, but experimenting slowly. So, but the possibilities are endless. It just doesn't mix with water. That's the only thing. It floats. I
For
tried it. It
for the
floats.
for the radiation for the cancer, you said you used it, you infused it in jojoba, and then you used that oil. You didn't put it in a cream. You just used the infused oil. Is that correct?
Yes,
Got it.
she massaged it on her breast
Okay. Thank you. Got it.
because she could barely touch her skin to begin with, and I didn't want the grittiness on her skin.
Ah, okay. Makes
So
sense.
with the jojoba, it was more gentler,
Got it.
and within 3 days, or she was a bright red because she showed me a picture through FaceTime. She showed me a picture. She showed me what she looked like. And oh my God, she was bright red with blisters. And
Oh,
it was horrible. And she was like in tears. She couldn't wear a bra. That's how much pain she was in. Within 3 days, the blisters started to crust and the inflammation in the redness was almost completely gone.
wow.
So it was wonderful. It was wonderful. I
Thank
have
you.
I have somebody who's doing it, as I said, for she's actually doing it for breast cancer. She has stage 2 breast cancer, and she said, I'd like to experiment with it. And I said to her, I'm not sending it to you because I don't want to be a part of this. So she said, and I said to her, the only way I'll send it to you is if you sign something that I have nothing to do with the outcome, and you promise me that you talk to your doctor first, because she refused to do chemo and she refused to do radiation.
Mhm.
So I hadn't heard from her. I gave it to her and she signed it. And 3 months later, she called me up and she said, you're not going to believe it. The tumor is gone. I said, what do you mean the tumor is gone? She said, it's not there. I went for another mammography and they can't find it. I said, I want you to go for an ultrasound. Ask the doctor to do an ultrasound because sometimes they don't see it on the mammography. She did the ultrasound. It's not there. I said, what have you been doing? She said, I've been taking the BA acid twice a day. I said, get out of here. She said, yeah, that's the only thing I'm doing. I said, well, number one, I don't know if it's mind over matter, where you willed the cancer gone, or it actually did something. But I suggest in three, have you told the doctor what you're doing? And she said, yes, he was totally against it. But I did tell him. So I said, if I were you, in 3 months, go get another mammography. So she said, you sound like my doctor. He said the same thing. 3 months passed. She checked. There's nothing there.
Wow. And she was taking the capsules?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
She was taking the capsules. So I said, I can't document you because we don't know what caused it. I have no idea. So as of today, which is 9 months later, she's still cancer free in her breast.
Wow.
Did it spread? No way. No way. But the tumor's not there.
Wow. And
So
was she using the Carteri or the Sacra powder?
the Sacra.
Okay. Thank you.
She was using the Sacra, the one that I have. I'm not selling the Katari anymore, only because the place that I was getting it from, he died of COVID, and so did his company. I am
Oh,
working with another company who's experimenting with it now. We won't have results for another couple of months. He just sent it away to have it tested. So, and he's going to do it also, he's doing it with a organic solvent, which he's hoping to pull about 60% out of the boswellic acid. It has to be organic, and it still remains a powder into a complete powder. So we're in the he's in the experimental stage. So I won't see that for a couple of months if it actually does anything. This boswellic acid has 34% BA in it, which is a nice amount. And it's made with first grade sacra without any bark on it. So it's the original sacra, and it's also done with 4 different grades of sacra. They put together a formula to that is part of their essential oil that I also sell, and the leftover, which is the biomass, is this. And the formula I can't tell you because he won't tell me the formula. So, but it's 34%. It's the highest amount. The one that you see, like when you see in the health food store with Serrata, because Serrata is basically the only one that you see sold in capsules. And they're using a solvent to take out the BA. And not all, even though it says 60%, it's not. A lot of it is chemically induced, and they never tell you if they're doing an organic solvent, because I wouldn't even consider buying it unless it was an organic solvent that they're using. And the other problem you have with Serrata, and we don't know, I doubt it, but we don't know, because Serrata normally you can't use if you're on blood thinners. So I wouldn't take the chance with that resin to begin with, swallowing, if you're on blood thinners or you have a heart condition. But Sacra is, not many people are doing Sacra in large amounts. I'm basically the only one that is selling the boswellic acid in larger amounts. I'm also working with pharmaceutical and cosmetic companies, and it's being sold to them in huge quantities. So so it's great stuff. It's my favorite product because you can do so much with it, and there's no allergies to it unless you're allergic to frankincense. Most people are not allergic to frankincense because it doesn't grow here. So
Any idea what the large cosmetic companies are using it for?
they are putting it in formulas for cosmetics, for creams, lotions. We're trying to work with a pharmaceutical company to make capsules out of it,
Just like you.
just like me. But I don't sell capsules
Got it.
because I can't sell anything that you ingest.
Got it.
I can tell you that it's ingestible, but once I put it on my website that I can't put pills up on my website, that has to be approved by the FDA.
Right.
So that I can't do. I can tell you to make it.
Yeah, I'm going to make them for myself. Thank you.
I can tell you to do it, but I can't sell it. People have said to me, my acupuncturist keeps bugging me, make them for me so I could sell it. I said, hell no. And I said, first of all, it's not fun to make the capsules to begin with. Second of all, I'm not selling you something that can be ingested. I'll sell you the powder. You want to make it yourself? Don't tell me. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. There are more people that joined here.
I see
So,
that.
yeah. So, does anybody have any questions? We have JSA, who I have no clue who it is. We have Judy and we have Mary. Do any of you, and we have Angie. So, any of you have any questions?
Do you need any guinea pigs for anything else you're trying?
Ah, do I need? Yeah, when I do the Qatari, definitely.
Put me on your list, please.
I know. Didn't you do? You did you were the guinea pig for the Sakura.
Sakura.
All right,
Yes.
so tell people about it. You're my best advertising.
Well, I had the lotion and I had shoulder pain. I took a bad fall and my shoulder hurt for 5 months. I could not even raise it above raise my arm above my shoulder. I couldn't stretch in the dryer to get clothes out. So I used the Sakura, and by day 3, I had no pain. And I haven't had to use it since then. I might have had a twinge here or there, but it's usually after I do something, but I haven't needed it. I mean, it's just like gone. I don't know where it went, but it's good.
See,
So
she's proof.
it's fantastic. And when I hear you're selling it to pharmaceutical companies, I just go, ooh, because they're trying to eliminate the CBD oil that works for so many people. It kind of makes me nervous. What will they do with this?
I don't know. We haven't been able to get them to buy it yet, so
That might be a good thing.
we're getting better results with cosmetic companies. So most of the companies that want it pharmaceutically want it, not the commercial pharmaceutical companies. These companies are herbal pharmaceutical companies. We're not selling it to commercial pharmaceutical companies. It's
Some of the
all
essential
herbal.
oil, some of the essential oil companies that sell the CBD oils have
Mhm.
to pull it off their shelves now and I don't remember the exact reasoning, but I'm thinking it's big pharma. They don't like it
Yes.
because it works.
Oh, they don't like it because it works. Definitely. As I said, the pharmaceutical companies that we're working with, most of them are not even in the United States. Most of them are in Europe, and most of them are herbal pharmacists. They deal in natural pharmacy, not synthetic pharmacy. So, which is a way big difference. So, those are the ones we're tapping into. But uh but as you see, it's worked for Angie, and if she has a problem again, she has it.
I
So
have a lot of it.
yeah, I know. Yes, she does. She has a lot of it. So it's great. It's great to have in your medicine cabinet as an emergency because
Well,
we all do stupid things. So
I even gave it to a friend who had plantar fasciitis, and it didn't work as well for her, but she's also using castor oil. I don't know why, but I think if she just stick with the infusion I made, she would be fine. But
probably.
it's not near as bad as what it was.
Well,
So
that's good. Mary, do you have a question?
Hi. Actually, I wanted to share something. First of all, I'm sorry if I was late. I
That's
think
okay.
I'm off on the time with East Coast and West or whatever.
That's okay.
But I'm like, oh no, I missed half the class. I wanted to say that I had ordered your lotion infused with the Cartere, and I also ordered the powder, which I have infused into a jojoba, the sacra. And again, with your lotion, I've been using it on my arthritic thumb, and it's helping. I have not felt such. It's still stiff and all, but it's only been a little while. But I've not felt such a clearness in my knuckle that I have in forever. So it's really cool. But I also, with the infusion of the oil, the resin into the oil that I made a cream out of it. And in part, I mixed it with a whole bunch of other things, and for use on the skin. And then I also added some resin to it to send to some family members who have chronic pain and inflammation, and they're my my test people right now. But I'm looking forward to finding out how they enjoy it. But I really think it's fabulous, and I really I'm excited to learn about it and to use it more, because I think it's very versatile, and I think I think it'll work a lot for what I need it for. So thank you.
You're welcome. I have a trigger finger, and now after using the BA, I tried everything. Nothing. I tried essential oils. I tried everything. Nothing helped. So I said, dummy, we're our worst enemy. So I said, dummy, why don't I try the VA on it, since I tried everything else and now I can move my finger. I could not do this a month ago. I had to write like this, and now I can move it and there's no pain, none whatsoever. So it's amazing what it did. It actually cleared up the trigger finger. So I have clients, the shelf life of the BA is 5 years, as long as you keep it in a cool, dry place. I would not put it in glass. And the reason is that when you put it in glass, when you open the jar, if there's any sweat on you, if there's any liquid on you, and it falls into the powder, you will wind up getting mold sitting in that glass. I have it in powder. What I send it to you in, when I send it to you in kilos, when you buy it from wholesale, it's the 4 mil plastic, looks like this. Let's see if I have one. And here's one. These are the bigger ones, but this is what I keep the 1 kgs in. And it's 4 mils. It's 4 mils thick. It's a Ziploc bag. It's a heavy zip. So it really holds it tight. And that's the best thing to keep it in, is plastic. This way it doesn't stick to the sides of the plastic, and if you happen to get water in it, the only thing that'll happen is little pieces will clump and you can scoop those out. So it's still a powder, and it still has it's still very sticky until it hits something. It's sticky until it gets into the carrier oil or it gets into the lotion. But by itself, it is a little bit sticky. So, but if you keep it in a cool, dark place, not in humidity, it'll stay a good 5 years. So it'll last a long time. And when you put it into a lotion or you put it into a carrier oil, it's the length of time is the actual lotion. So if the lotion only has a shelf life of a year, well, that's what you have. You have a shelf life of a year because it goes by what has the shortest shelf life. So depending on what you're putting it in determines how long it is with not by itself. By itself, it has a shelf life of about 5 years. It has a really nice smell. It's a nutty sweet smell. And Angie could tell you how it smells because she has it. So it's very pleasant. It's not overbearing. It's not heavy. So you'll see it in a lot of my serums. I put little amounts in the serums because it is anti-inflammatory. So if you're trying to get rid of the fine lines, it's very good for that. And because it's anti-inflammatory, there's so much you can do with it. Anybody else? Judy? We haven't heard from you since you are here and quiet. And JSA? Who else is here? Let's see. That's it? You all know everything, right?
Robin, what about keeping it like in the refrigerator in the summer months when humidity's up?
I don't know, because the refrigerator, you could try, but the refrigerator, you open and close it. So the temperature changes. If you have air conditioning on in the summer months, then don't worry about it. All right? Because in the room that you see now, in the room that you see now, the that's my office. So it's cold in the summer because the air conditioning on, and it's warm in the winter, but it's not. But I have the heat turned off in this room. I freeze, but the residents don't freeze. They like it. But as long as it's kept in a controlled area, you should not have a problem. I don't keep it in the refrigerator. I have it in a, if you look at the bin behind me, it's there.
What temperature is your air conditioned office?
What temperature is my air conditioned
I
office?
mean, do you keep it like at 68 degrees, really cool?
Oh, no.
Okay,
I have a fan above me.
okay,
I keep it at 70 degrees in
oh,
the
okay,
summer.
okay.
I can't stand it cold.
Yeah,
So
me neither. I keep mine in our basement, which is cool and dark.
that's fine. That's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. As long as no animals can get into it,
Nope.
that's fine. They actually don't like it because when it fell on my desk and there was an ant and he hightailed the other way. I guess he didn't like it. But Judy, can you talk besides typing?
I just found the unmute button.
What?
I just found the unmute button. So
Oh,
yes, I speak.
okay. So you bought the book.
Just yesterday. So this is all brand new to me.
You bought the book yesterday. Yesterday.
Yes, from you.
I sent out. You bought the course, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because it went off today.
Yep.
Yeah, you should get it Monday or Tuesday. I sent you the tracking number.
I'm looking forward to learning from you.
Thank you. The book is excellent. The book gives you everything you want to know about frankincense. The we don't learn about frankincense. We learn about essential oils, but we really don't learn about the resin. And the book, I made the book so everybody could understand it. So you don't have to be a genius to read the book. So believe it or not, more aromatherapists have my book because when we are not taught about the resins. And just so you know, so keep it in the back of your mind, but I'm getting Qatari hydrosol that is absolutely beautiful. It's coming from Portugal, the same place where I get the eucalyptus oil. And in Portugal, I found out that their water is one of the purest water in the world. Their drinking water. They take out all the imperfections out of the bad chemicals out of the water. And from what I understand, there's no fluorine in their water either. And this is what they're distilling with. And the Qatari essential oil that I'm also selling, when I got a sample of it, I was like, whoa, this is totally amazing. And when I got a sample of the hydrosol, now I distill also. And this is even better than my distillation. So I decided to get some. So I will be selling it retail and wholesale. So if you're interested in wholesale or retail, let me know. I have 20 liters of it coming to me on Wednesday. So, and then I'm getting something very interesting. I'm getting vanilla extract. The vanilla extract that I'm getting is considered twofold. And twofold means they double the beans. So it's much more richer. It's used in food, when you bake or cook. And it's also used in perfumes. They actually use it in perfumes. You can't use it as an essential oil because it's not. It's not an essential oil. So you definitely cannot use it as an essential oil. And the absolute, I can't even afford it. So the absolute is a fortune and a half. So if you're interested in it, I will be selling it in small amounts. As soon as I get it, I will put it up on the website. I'm selling it in 2 ounces and 4 ounces. And I have been using it myself because I do have a sample of it. And it's really nice. I tasted it. It really tastes nice compared to the vanilla extract that you buy in the supermarket. This is actually even nicer. So
So, what are you using it for? Are you using it like for cooking or in creams or?
I don't know if you can use it in cream because it's
Okay.
got 45% alcohol in it.
Oh, nah,
So I don't think you can put it in creams.
I don't think so either.
No, you can use the absolute in it, but the absolute wholesale, I'm selling it for $1,500 a kg.
Wow.
So it's ridiculous. So I won't sell. I told him I'll sell you the vanilla. I'll sell the vanilla extract for you, but I'm not selling the absolute. So I can't afford to buy it. So
I put I put some vanilla beans in a quart jar of jojoba oil, and I've just been letting them, I cut them up, letting them infuse, and it smells divine. It's just been in the oil for a couple of years now, and it smells wonderful.
yeah, it's great as a carrier oil.
Yeah,
That you could have. You can't drink it, but it's great in a carrier oil.
right.
The extract I like because you can use it in food. Now, I can't say that it's for food on my website. I could say you can make it in food, but I can't promote it as a food product. I can say it's good for, I can put in the description that it's good for cooking and it's good for using in perfumes because in perfumes they use alcohol. So, and this is This is this is halal and kosher. So it's very pure. So I will be selling it. I already have orders for it and I don't even have it. So, and I also have orders for the Qatari hydrosol and I don't even have it. But I can tell you, I can actually tell you what I will be selling for at retail. And if you are a business, you can talk to me afterwards and I'll tell you, you'll be shocked what I am selling it for wholesale. Nobody sells it for what I'm selling wholesale because I got an incredible price for it. So I always give back. I always give back. So I'm not the type of business where I'm greedy. I'm not that way. And you can see in all my products, I'm not greedy. The where is it? The hydrosol I'm selling retail 8 ounces will be $20 and 16 ounces will be $35 for the hydrosol. And the hydrosol is unreal, unreal. I mean, nobody makes it better than me that I've smelled. And this one is beautiful. The hydrosol can be used as a toner. You could spray it right on your face. Just close your eyes, and it's a great toner. Qatari is for the skin. Any type of skin issues is what Qatari, and it's very mild. This one's a little stronger, but it's still mild. So you can definitely use it as a toner. You can use it to ward off bugs. Qatari is good to ward off mosquitoes. The spray is also good for sunburns or any type of eczema on your skin. So, and it smells gorgeous. So, and you could take a little bit of it and you can actually drink it. So it's great. It's not coming to me, I believe, until Wednesday. That's what UPS is. It's coming from the Netherlands. It's shipped, it's distilled in Portugal, but it's shipped to their main company in the Netherlands, and then it's shipped to me. So, and resin is a natural preservative. So, hydrosols that are made from resin stay a lot longer than hydrosols from plant material. I have hydrosols in my refrigerator that I distilled 2 years ago, and they're still, I have one that's 4 years old. I didn't even realize that it was the back of the refrigerator. And I go, oh, what's this? And I pulled it out and I go, uh-oh. And I looked at it and it's crystal clear in there. So I opened it up and it smells, it happened to be black sacra. And it smelled just like the day I distilled it. So you can also freeze hydrosol. So you can freeze lavender. I have lavender frozen. It's over 2 years old. I just unfroze it last week and it smells just like it was first distilled. And resin can definitely be frozen. You can froze it in ice cubes or you can froze it in a plant. Don't freeze it in glass. I learned that the hard way. I froze it in glass and all of a sudden we heard boom. And I go, what the heck is that noise? I opened the freezer, it exploded. It just cracked right in half. Well, that was fun trying to clean up. So now I do it in those big plastic jugs, like you get the water, like the distilled water jugs or the spring water. That's what you freeze it in. This way, if it splits, it's easier to melt and it's not going to explode. So when you'll see it up on my you'll see it in the Facebook group. You'll see it if you belong to Robin's Residence Plus. You'll see it there. And if you're on my email, you'll see it there. You'll see when I announce it, because I have to put it in bottles. So I need the time to be able to get it into the bottles, because it's going to be in this huge 20-liter container. And I just ordered 2.5-liter plastic bottles and 1 kg, 1-liter bottle. So I will be selling it wholesale in 1 liter, 2 liters, and 2.5. And you'll be shocked at the price. If you are you have to be a business. I can't sell it to you unless you're a business wholesale, because I really don't make much money on it. So that's about it, guys. Does anybody have any other questions? Now the time is to grab me while it's recording. It is still recording. Yes, it is. Anybody else?
Robin, did you say these slides will be on your website?
Yeah, they're on my website on the if you go into Robin's Resins Plus and you click on extracts and powder, the first one is the Boswellic acid. Click on it, open it, go all the way down to the bottom, past the little video that I have, and these slides are there. You can just pick it up, because I put it there yesterday.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, they're all there. So you can just, and I downloaded it to make sure that it worked. So,
So I go into the boswellic acid powder and then go to the end.
right, go down to the end. It's always down at the end. Scroll all the way down, past where you pay for it, and you'll see it there.
Okay, got it.
So all the slides are there. Anybody else?
Robin, any of the studies that you've noticed, have any of them been about pancreatic cancer and boswellic acid?
No, it was mostly the studies that I saw were because it's not really being experimented yet on humans. It's very, breast cancer, they've experimented it on. I don't know if it would work on pancreatic cancer. I really don't know.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that I can't tell you. It's all an experiment. There's it's so new, the Boswellic acid, because it is a pain to do this. They have to dry it out because they have to get all the water out of it. It takes weeks to dry it out. Remember, most of it is hydrodistilled, which means that it's rolling in the resin, and the water is rolling in the resin in the pot. So when they take it out, it's full of water. They lay it out. Now, you're not talking about a little bit this much, you're talking about tons of it. So they lay it out and they have to dry it, and they put fans to it to get it to dry even more. And Oman, certain times of the season is their monsoon season, so it's extremely humid. So they lower the air conditioner to the point where if you spit, the spit comes out frozen. That's how low they have to get it. And so they dry it. And once they dry it, they have to put it in these grinders to grind it down into the powder. That takes a lot of labor and a lot of time. So a lot of companies don't want to do it because they don't want to go through powdering it down. I have gone to maybe 8 companies to try to get them to do this, and they say no, they don't have the manpower, they don't have the time, and they definitely don't have the energy. I finally found one company that was willing to do it. So it takes a lot to make this. So if they go if they're
They're
gonna
doing a good they're doing a good job. The powder's very fine. I like it.
yeah, it is. It is. It's. I can't even get it that fine. I have the leftover, and I can't even get it this fine. So, so they are. They're doing a great job making it nice and fine. So, if you buy, as I said, if you buy a large quantity, you will get it in bags like this. If you get a smaller quantity, I have the same bags, but they're little. They're small. And that's what you get it in. You get it in smaller bags. But you get it in this, those bags are 2 mils. The bigger ones, these are 4 mils thick. So you will get it so that at least you could keep it in that. But I would not put it in a jar. No, because it's going to stick. If you notice, this is in a jar. And you see it on the side that it's sticking? You see it? I only put it in the jar so you could see it. I have to take it out of here and put it back in the bag. But this is in the bag that I use for myself. I segregated my own. So so it stays clean. But if you notice, it's all powdered on the side, and that's what you're going to get when you put it in glass. So you don't get that in powder. It doesn't stick to the sides. So Angie, you saw I sent it. I don't remember how I sent it to you. I either was sending it in a plastic container like this, which it doesn't stick either, or in a plastic bag.
I got both.
In a bag, and
The larger amounts came in the big bag. When I bought the smaller amounts, the Carteri, when you had that, it was in the jar.
in the jar, right? Because the jar doesn't stick, but it does stick in glass. Completely stick. It's a pain in the butt to get it out of glass, just like it's a pain in the butt to get resin that sticks in glass. So yeah, this is going to be fun for me to clean. So that's it. Anybody else? Who's JSA? If you can't talk, type something so we know who you are. I guess they're anonymous. Huh? It doesn't, it only tells me the initials. It doesn't tell me the names. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap it up. Let me close the, don't leave yet. I'm gonna close the recording. Again, you can always reach me, and Angie will tell you. You can always email me. If you want to call me, you can call me during the day. You can call me anytime from 10 o'clock in the morning till about 5 o'clock in the evening. I don't do work normally in the evening. I spend time with husband and children. But if I'm around during the day, I will answer you. If you email me, I will get to you. I might not get to you instantaneously, but I will get to you. So
Robin, where will this recording be so we can go back and listen to it?
I have no idea.
Okay, will you send out an email with the link then?
Yeah, I don't
Perfect.
know yet because it's going to take them, it takes them usually 3 to 4 hours to encode it and shrink it. So I won't probably hear from WebEx until later, which
Okay.
means it won't go up till tomorrow. I'd love to be able to put it up on YouTube. So this way everybody could get it. On my website, I'm only allowed a certain amount of megabytes. So I don't know. And sometimes it doesn't load right on there. And I have my courses on my, if you want to take a course, which Judy is taking now. And Judy, I'm telling you right now, when you get these resins, you are not to open them. You got to promise me you will not open them until after you read the book after you take the exam, you should have gotten the email from me. And once I grade it, once you send me back that exam and I grade it, then you could start the course. Got it?
Got it.
All right. There's a reason to my madness. I want you to enjoy the resins properly. If you open them now, you're not going to get the experience.
Correct. I understand that. Thank you.
Okay. Kathleen, you want to say something?
Nope, I'm just listening. Thank you.
Oh, okay. If any of you have not taken the course is $160. You get the book, you take an exam that I send you. It's a PDF that you could type in. And I send you 13 resins, a half ounce each. And the only thing on your part is you have to get a ball jar and you have to get a carrier oil, because you're going to learn in the course how to make an infusion. And I did it recorded because people say to me, well, I can't touchy-feely it. So, because you're not there, well, this way you can touchy-feely it because you're getting it. And if you follow along in the course, you'll get an excellent experience. If you cheat and open the resin before the course, then it's not. Judy, it's coming in a FedEx, and oh, I'm sorry. It's coming in a flat rate plastic bubble wrap bag, and the resin is in 2 bags in it. So, and I made it pretty sturdy. So, it's going to be fun taking it all apart. So,
I've taken a lot of classes and I'm currently working on ACP through Aroma Head. But Robin, your class was I got more out of it than I have in every other class I've taken. And it was so enjoyable. I mean, you ensure people walk away with a lot. And it's a very, very fun new experience. And boy, it opens up a huge rabbit hole because I've been infusing every kind of frankincense now and just having fun with it. It's a whole new path. It's great.
it's amazing. Once you get into it, you say to yourself, "Oh my God, why haven't I not learned about this before?" But in aromatherapy, you're you're not taught the resin. You're taught the essential oil. And it's very important to learn all about the resin. You can't just say frankincense, because there are so many different species of frankincense and they all do something different. So if you have the book, you can still take the course. I have 2 on the website with the book and without the book. So you'll still get the resin, even if you have the book. So, and shipping is included. So you still can take the course if you want. So check it out. It's on my website. And this way, and if you take the course, and I don't remember if I sent it to you. Did I send you? Because Judy, my head's not all there. Judy, did I send you the PDF of the companion PDF?
I don't believe so.
Okay, so I forgot. So I'm going to send it to you when I'm done here. I am now sending out the companion PDF with the course. So you get both. And you're
Oh.
not to look at that either until after you read the book, because it's all the recipes and then some. If you have the book already, I suggest you get the PDF also, because I added more recipes to it. And you can open it up on the computer. You can open it up as long as you have the ability to open a PDF, you can open it up on your phone, you can open it up on your iPad. So you can print it, but you can't copy it. It's copywritten.
That's fine.
It has an ISBN number to it also.
It's fine, Mike. I understand that.
Okay, so I will send you because it just clicked that I don't think I sent it. So I was in a rush to get it out so I would be able to get it to the postman this morning. So and I've been trying to put this course together. So I forgot to send it to you, but I will send it to you, I promise.
That's fine. Thank you.
Check the email. So no more questions? I'm gonna shut this. Let me just shut this so that,
Thank you, Robin.
wait a minute, stop.